All right, good morning, everybody. So today we're going to do our normal warm up, standing up. And then the first section of class, if you want to be seated in a chair, you can be in a chair. Or if you want to sit on the floor, you can do that as well. And then we will eventually come down to the floor and do some exercises down on the floor. But you can do the majority or almost all of this workout seated or using a chair for support in a standing position if you'd like. But if you are going to be on the floor sitting, it might be more comfortable to fold up, to put a pillow underneath or a cushion, or to fold up, can't think of my words today, to fold up a blanket just to elevate your hips. It might just make it a little more comfortable if we're sitting for a longer period of time. So we're going to start by having your feet about hip width apart, toes pointing forwards, and we're just going to take a few deep breaths in, reach the arms up, and then we're going to exhale. So think about palms facing forwards. And I always like to add a little chin lift. So I start to wake up my neck a little bit. So just a little lift. And waking up the shoulders, starting to focus on our breathing. Good, let's bring those arms down. We're gonna roll the shoulders up, back, and down one time. Set your shoulder blades, and we're just gonna very gently start to take our ear to our shoulder, side to side. And I'm always very stiff in the morning, especially in my neck and shoulders. Today it's a little bit stiffer, so I am just going for movement. I'm not stressing about how far my head moves, side to side, side to side. I just want to get that movement in. Good, bring the head up, and we're going to look to the right and look to the left. So our torso and the rest of our body stays pointing forwards, and just the head turns. So just a nice good side to side. Good, bring it back into the center. Thumbs pointing forwards. We're going to roll the shoulders up, back, and down into our back pocket. So we're going to start working on a little scapular control here. And we're going to start to again wake up those shoulders. So our upper body is nice and stable. We want to try to make sure that we're not, rounding and doing our upper body. It's just the shoulders. Good. Let's bring it in. Inhale up, reach up, and then exhale, bring it back down again. Reach up and then down. So just thumbs reaching up, palms facing in. Good. Reach up and down. And again, your reach might be out here. Just depends on your shoulders, how they're doing. Good. One more. All right. We're going to take the arms out. And we're going to open, and then give yourself a little pat on the back. So open the chest, and a nice good reach. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Let's do our tap out to the side. Reach the arm across the body. You're wiping off the table really fast, getting all the leaves off the picnic table. 4, 3, 2. Take the arms, reach it up, little side bend, starting to stretch out the side of our body. 2, and 1. Bring it in. Bring the feet about hip width apart. And we're just going to start to do our hip circles. So feet hip width apart, toes pointing forwards, knees are straight. Change direction. Good. Now we're going to kind of pivot on the heels, open the hips a little bit more out into a duck foot position. And again, just nice good hip circles. And let's change direction. Good, bring it in, and again, now we're gonna kind of pivot on those heels, rotate from the hips, so we're a little pigeon-toed. I try to keep my toes touching. Yours do not have to touch. Your feet can be a little bit wider. This is my test to make sure that I'm not letting my one hip kind of rotate itself out, which is what it likes to do. Good, change direction. So I can always feel it. I'm tighter on one side. And so this is the exercise that I feel the most. Good, 2 and 1. And we're gonna bring it in, release the feet, grab onto something if you need to. We're gonna do our leg swings. So we're just standing nice and tall, and we just start to swing those legs front to back. We're bracing our core. So we really wanna use the hip joint, and we're just trying to get that ball to move in the socket. So it's okay if it's low. You might be very low depending how tight you are today. Good, 2 and 1. Let's switch it over to the other side. So same thing. And I always say start small, start slower, and then as you start to loosen up, you'll notice that you might be able to go a little bit higher, maybe a little bit quicker. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. We're gonna do our side leg lift. I like to be holding onto a wall or a counter, and I stand a little bit away, and then I just take it out, and then I cross in front. So a good one, if you don't have a wall that you can use, you know, if you have a kitchen table, just move the chairs so you have space for your leg to move under the table between the legs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it in. We're going to switch it over to the other side. Same thing, just out and cross. And we all know that we've got one side that tends to be a little bit tighter. It doesn't seem to move quite as freely. You can always do a few extra on that side to help loosen it up. So again, this is my side. I tend to do a few more. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it in. Coming back into your center area, you're gonna take your legs nice and wide. Toes pointing forwards or a little bit out to the corner, chest is up, and we're just going to do a little bit of a pulsing side lunge and a pulsing side lunge. And my knee just popped, not in a bad way, thankfully. And hopefully that feels better. I did a little longer clean yesterday. So of course that always sets off the achy joints, right? When you do a little extra, when you go extra walking, like you go somewhere, you know, extra walking, or you get outside a little bit more, exercise a little bit more, do something that your body is not used to. Body always tells you, hey, we did extra. Good, 2 and 1. Hold it in the center, hands on the thighs. We're just gonna do a little cat-cow today. So we're gonna inhale, and then we're gonna exhale. So inhale, we're learning a little pelvic control, and then exhale. So I'm thinking about a little arch, gentle arch of my back, tail feathers point out like a peacock, and then we're gonna exhale and we're gonna tuck the tail down underneath. So think about tail feathers up, and then tail feathers, we pull them in. So inhale and exhale. Good, one more time, and if you don't want to arch and round, remember just belly breathe. Good, bring it up, keep the legs nice and wide. We're gonna do our forward, middle, and back, working on our hamstrings. So we're gonna do forward, middle, and then reach back. So knees are straight. We've got those hamstrings that we're working on. Our spine is neutral. And reach. So if I turn sideways, we want to make sure that we're not bending our knees or rounding our spine just to get to the floor. It's okay if you don't get to the floor. Forward, middle, reach it back. Each time we do this, you'll get a little bit looser. It'll feel a little bit better, and you'll be able to go a little bit farther. Good, one more time. Forward, middle, reach it back all the way up. Keep the legs nice and wide, arms out to the side. Side lunge, torso rotation. Reach towards the knee or the shin or the ankle. And we want to think about taking one shoulder up towards the ceiling. Take your other shoulder down towards the floor. So we're working on our torso mobility here. It's 100% okay if you don't touch the floor. The hard part with this one is a lot of times we rotate and then we stick the arm up and rotate the arm, rotate the arm in. I want you to try to show me, wave and say hi when you do this one. So we turn sideways, but I want to be able to see your palm and see you wave. Good, couple more. So side lunge and reach. Good, we're gonna bring it in the center, hands down to the floor. Step it back into your plank position. I want you to try to stay on your toes for this one today, but we're just gonna do our down dog, and then we're gonna go back to plank. So down dog and back to plank. Down dog and plank. Down dog and plank. Good, here's 2. And 1, good. All right, you have a couple of options here. You can come to standing, you can sit in a chair, or you can sit on the floor. So we're gonna do quite a few exercises sitting on the floor to start with. So this is your chance to grab a drink, do a little bit of recovery. But if you feel like sitting in a chair today, this can 100% be a chair-based class, at least for the first 75%. So chair, floor, put a cushion under your hips if you need to. It's completely up to you. And just find a comfortable position. So you can sit cross-legged, you can sit butterfly, you can sit straight leg. It's whatever's going to be more comfortable. I will probably switch my leg position partway through, but we're just going to think about having our hands down by our side, and we want to try to sit tall. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, inhale, lift the chin, and then we're going to exhale. We're going to tuck our chin, and we're going to hold it in place just for a moment, like we're holding the pillow to put the pillowcase on. So then we're going to inhale, lift it up, and then exhale, tuck your chin. So it's not a forward and down. It's kind of like a seesaw. So your spine is the center point of your seesaw, and your head is just a very, very short seesaw. So you inhale, lift up, and then you exhale and you tuck. So we don't want to let the body go forward as the chin tucks. This time we're going to lift up, and now we're going to tuck and we're going to hold. We're going to tuck and we're going to hold. And what I want you to think about doing is you're going to pull one shoulder down and back into your back pocket and release, and then the other. So this one requires a little thinking. So tuck and hold your chin, pull a shoulder down and then relax. Shoulder blade down and back in your back pocket, and then relax. Just the shoulder blade is moving. We want to try to not move our body as we do this. So chin is tucked, shoulder blade down and back, and relax. Down and back, and relax. Good, we've got 2 more. So pull it down and relax. Down and relax. Good. Carefully bring it up, and we're going to tilt side to side. So now we're looking forward, chin is neutral, side to side. Now let's take our right ear to our right shoulder and hold it. And we're going to take our left hand and place it behind our back. And we're going to try to pull the shoulder down and back into your back pocket. If you need to, you can just have your arm out to the side and have your palm on the floor and try to lengthen. So we're trying to lengthen the space between our ear and our shoulder. Good, release. Bring it up over to the other side, ear to shoulder. Opposite hand, we're going to take it into the small of our back. Pull the shoulder down. We should feel a nice, good stretch right in the side of our neck and into the top of our shoulder. And again, if your arm doesn't go behind your back, just press the heel of the palm down to the floor. Good, release. Bring it up. We're going to look to one side and then look to the other. And we haven't been going through class very long, but hopefully you should feel like your neck is a little bit looser than it was during the warm-up. Good, here's 2 and 1. Bring it into the center. We are going to take our thumbs, and we've got a couple of bony spots right at the bottom of our skull. And you can tilt your head a little bit forward, and we're just going to use those thumbs to very gently massage that spot. So you can kind of feel, you got a spot behind your ears, and then if you kind of just walk it back, you can feel those occipital bones back there. Pretty sure those are the occipital bones. I'll have to double check. And just little massages, and it can be very gentle. You can barely use any pressure. It just depends on what feels good for you today. Good, and we're going to release, bring it in. We're going to lift our head up, and we're going to open our chest. A nice deep breath in. And we're just going to hold. So just a nice good stretch. Good. And then we're going to give ourselves a little hug, and we're going to stretch. So just kind of give yourself a little hug. Good. Open big right in the center. And then other arm is going to come on top, and we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a hug. So you could do a little bit of a spine rounding if you'd like. Good. Open big. And give yourself a little hug. And one more time, open big. And give yourself a hug. Good. We're going to open big, arms out to the side. We're going to take our palms down, and we're going to close and open our fists. Remember, don't forget about your thumbs. Good, and now we're going to rotate from the shoulders, palms facing up. Open and close your fists. Good, we're going to go ahead and bring it down, and we're just going to roll our shoulders up, back, and down into our back pockets. Good. We're going to take our right hand, and we're going to take the back of our hand again into the small of our back. And I want you to try to give yourself a little back rub. So we're going out. So we're trying to go from one side to the other. So just a little low back rub right above the hips. Good. Release that hand, bring it out, palm up in front, and we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a pat on the back. Little tricep stretch, and we can add a little pressure here, or we can lift it up and over. Just kind of depends on how your shoulders feel. So just a nice good pat on the back, nice good stretch. Good, release, bring it down, other hand into the small of the back. So back of the hand is touching the small of your back, and we just go side to side from one side to the other. And it's okay if your back rub is here, or just trying to get your arm to that position. If your shoulder's really bad, you can just do a tummy rub if you need to. So we're just trying to get that little bit of movement in your shoulder. 2 and 1. Bring it in, arm out, palm up. Give yourself a nice good pat on the back. And again, you can just push a little bit here if you need a little extra support, and maybe your arm is down here. You should be able to get that elbow up towards the ceiling. So sometimes it's working on that shoulder blade mobility. Sometimes it's a stretch. Good, bring it down. If you are sitting cross-legged like I am, I want you to switch your leg position. So I want you to switch. So we're kind of going a little bit to the opposite. We're going to bring our hands into heart center. I want you to think about pressing the palms together. I want you to drop your shoulders, and then I want you to lift your elbows. So when we lift our elbows, we don't want to let the shoulders pop up. So drop the shoulders, lift the elbows. We're getting a wrist stretch here. So shoulders down, elbows as high as you can get them. We're going to push our hands over to the right side, and I want you to look to the left. Bring it into the center, push over to the left, and look right. Good, switching sides. So push it over to the right, look left. Back to the center, push it over to the left, and look right. One more time, push it over to the right, look left, and then push it over to the left, and we're going to look right. Bring it into the center. We're going to circle, so we're going to start to push the fingers forward. We're going to rotate thumb to thumb, back of the hands touch, and then we're going to circle it in and come back around. So take the fingers forward, kind of open, backs of the hands, and finish your circle. So take it forward, and then we can start to practice keeping the shoulders down and the elbows up. Take it forward and around. So forward, open, backs of the hands, and in. Good. One more time, we're going to take it out, we're going to bring it in, backs of the hands are touching. I want you to basket weave your fingers, and then I want you to think about going back forwards. Show me your fingers. Push it out. Take a nice deep breath in, reach it up, and then we're going to exhale and bring it down. Good, so bring it back in again. We're going to take it forward, open, backs of the hands are now pointing towards you. Basket weave your fingers, go back down, press it forward, stretch it, lift it up, and then we're going to release. Good. We're going to do that again one more time. So we're going to take it forward, open, backs of the hands, turn it in, basket weave your fingers, turn it back out, press it forwards, lift it up, and we're going to circle it all the way around. And we're going to roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Good. We're going to bring it in. We're going to take bottoms of the feet touching here. If you're sitting and you're in a chair today, you're just going to stay seated. So we're going to do kind of a seated cat-cow. So I'm going to grab my toes, and I'm going to do my inhale, like I'm pulling my chest open, pulling my toes towards me. And then I'm going to exhale and round my spine. Good. I'm going to inhale, use my feet to help me pull my chest up. And then I'm going to exhale. So inhale it up and exhale out. Good, inhale. So think about engaging those muscles on the back like you're trying to pull your feet up. Exhale, but your feet don't want to come. Good, one more time, inhale up and exhale. Good. Go back into a cross-leg position. Pick which one you want to do. We're going to do a little stretching of the diamond, which is a muscle group, not really a muscle group, but it's muscles on the back side of your body. So we're going to take our right shoulder over towards our left knee. And then we're going to open our chest in the center. So a little bit of a cat-cow. And then we're going to take our left over to the right. And then we're going to come back and do round your spine. So you can have your hands on the floor, you can have them on your thighs. So right shoulder to your left knee. Bring it into the center, open your chest. A left shoulder to the right knee. And then we're going to kind of round our spine. And if you want, when we start to do this, we can start to make it a little bit more of a circle. So it's shoulder, open, shoulder to knee, and round. So a little forward, open, and round. Doesn't have to be really big. It can just be a little bit more of an open. Good. Bring it into the center. Switch your feet. We're going to do the opposite. So now we're going to do left shoulder to right knee, center, right shoulder to left knee, and round. So shoulder, open, shoulder, and round. So we should feel this. I feel this a lot in my kind of my mid back. And then I feel a little pull kind of on the side of my back down to my hips. Where you feel this is going to be different for everybody. And if you're really loose and limber, you might not feel this as much as I do. So it's really just kind of circles. Good. Bring it into the center. We're going to open it out into a straddle. So just a nice good straddle. We're going to put our right hand on the floor by our right hip, and our left hand, we're going to bring it across. And then I want you to really try to reach it out towards your toes. And then we're just going to do little circles. I know this seems kind of weird. And then we're going to go the other direction. So we should feel a stretch kind of on the side of the body and the back. Good. Bring it in and take it up. Same thing. So left hand, left hip. Reach it diagonally. Hips stay on the floor. And then we're going to add in that circle reach. And then change direction. Good. We're going to go ahead and bring it up into the center. And this is one that if you are standing or sitting in a chair, this is a good time to come down to the floor to join us if you'd like, or you are again more than welcome to stay sitting in a chair. But we're going to hold our straddle, and now we're going to turn it over to the right, and I want you to focus a little more on the hamstring stretch here. So your feet can just be like neutral. They don't have to be pointed or flexed. Just nice, good neutral position. I want you to just reach and try to reach, can you grab your calf? Can you grab your ankle? And walk it back up. And then we're going to switch it over to the other side. So a little turn, a little walk out. And I can absolutely tell that this side is so much easier for me to get out into this position. It doesn't look like a lot, but I can definitely get my chest a little bit closer on this side. Good. Walk it all the way back up. And we're going to take our hand, we're going to place it by our hip again, and now we're going to just reach it up and do a little side bend. This time we're not rotating forwards. We're just trying to keep our shoulder against the wall behind us. Good, and bring it down, and then reach it up. And again, this is one that if you're, in a chair, you can take the legs out, you can do hand on the seat of the chair. Good, go ahead and bring it in. We're gonna bring those feet in, I'm going to scooch forward a little bit and we're going to go for our 90-90. So hands by your hips. And we're just going to do a little side to side. And we want to move from the hips. So it's just a little rotation in, a little rotation over. It's okay if your knees and everything don't get to the floor. This round, I want you to try to keep your buns as close to the floor as you can versus rotating and lifting. So for here, we're just trying to find that end range of motion for your hips. And you'll find one leg likes to go out and the other one likes to go in. So one side is probably going to feel easier than the other. Good. Let's take both of them over to the right so we're in that 90-90 position. I'm going to turn a little bit so hopefully you can see me. We're going to take our hand and put it back by that back hip, and we're going to add a little side bend, and then we're going to turn and we're going to circle ourselves around to the front until we get into that forward folded position. So kind of our modified pigeon. So we put our hand by our hip, we did a little side bend, we turned a little, and then we kind of circle it around to bring it around to the front. Kitty, I don't know why. I'm sure there are probably some people that just watch this for the kitty cameo. I don't know why she's just so cuddly this morning. She gets attention. Good, bring it all the way up. We're still in our 90-90, and I want you to turn towards the back leg. So I want you to think about turning like you're looking towards that back leg. And if you're really tight, you might just get a little turn. But if you can turn a little bit more, just a little reach. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to bring it up and over. We're going to go all the way over to the other side. We're in our 90-90. Our back hand is right by our hip. We're going to do a little lean away, a little turn, and then we're going to circle ourselves around until we get into that forward hinged position, and then we're just going to hold. If you're really tight, you might be higher. You might still have your hands on the floor, but if you can go a little deeper, give it a shot. This is a really good stretch for our outer hip and thigh. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it all the way back up. We're sitting nice and tall. And again, just take a nice deep breath. And as we exhale, we're going to rotate and look towards our back leg. And I notice my leg is much further forward on this side, so I'm going to try to open it back. You do what feels good. And then it's a little turn. So we're getting a little bit, I get it right in the crease of my hips. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. We're going to release the back leg, take the front leg, slide it under, flip it over onto hands and knees. We're just going to do a couple of hands and knees cat-cows here. So we're going to inhale, and then we're going to exhale. We're going to inhale, and then we're going to exhale. Good. Let's sit our hips back towards our heels. Reach those arms out. Nice, good child's pose stretch. Oh, are you doing child's pose with me? Good. Now let's press our hands into the floor. We're going to lift up. We're going to pull ourselves up and forwards into a knee plank, and then we're going to point our toes, and we're going to focus on going into a variation of up dog. And we're going to go through a flow between the two. So tuck the toes under, sit the hips back into our child's pose. Press the hands into the ground, pull yourself forward using your arms and your abs. Point your toes, drop the hips down towards the floor. Good. Tuck the toes under, sit the hips back to the heels. Good. Pull yourself forwards, point your toes. Good. This time we're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to lift it up and back into a down dog. So lift up, press it back. You can walk your toes a little bit forward if you'd like. 2 and 1. Carefully bring the knees down to the ground, just a little bit of a break. Take a nice deep breath in. We're going to lift it up, press it back, and we're going to walk the dog. So alternating your heel drops. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to come into our plank. We're going to take our right foot. We're going to step it to our right hand. Runner's lunge. And then we're going to carefully take that left knee and drop it down to the floor. And we're just going to hold. And you can do a little hip wiggle. And we're just going to do a nice good stretch here. So a little inner thigh, a little hip flexor, a little hamstring. 2, 1. Let's tuck the toe under on that back leg. Lift that back leg up. We're going to step it back into your plank. You can lift it up into a down dog. And then we're going to come back to plank. We're going to step our left foot by our left hand. Carefully drop our right knee down to the ground. And same thing. Just hold our runner's lunge. Add a little side-to-side wiggle. If you're standing, hand on the seat of the chair. And then just step your foot to the side of the chair. Your back knee will be up. Good. Let's go ahead and lift it up. We're going to step it back. We're going to carefully bring our knees down to the ground. And then we're going to go all the way down, kind of like chaturanga, until we're resting on our tummies. So all the way down. Give yourself a little bit of space. Last exercise for today, scorpion stretch on each side. Right hand out to the side, left hand by your chest, left foot is up, and we're going to just roll into that right shoulder, bringing that left foot across the body if we can. And release, bring it into the center. We're going to switch sides. Right hand comes in, left hand comes out, right foot lifts. We're going to roll into that shoulder. If you're standing, you can do this against a wall or in a doorway. And it's all about the chest and the biceps, so you won't do the weird leg thing. If you're standing, you just want to rotate away from the wall, keeping that one arm against it. Good, bring it in. And now we're going to take our hands by our chest. Take a nice deep breath in, tuck the toes under, but we're going to lift the upper body up. And then we're going to lift the entire body up into a down dog. And we're going to carefully come to plank, knees down to the floor. Walk your hips back towards your heels. Kneeling position, roll the shoulders. Let's take a nice deep breath in and out. And one more time. And you are all done.